Welcome. I was about to write a really long post, and then I thought, no, actually, I've got some work to do, so I can talk to you while I'm working on my 100-day project. So let me spotlight, and I just wanted to say hi. I have a few things that I need to let you know about. So, what better way than to work and talk at the same time? All right, let's have a look. So, um, we just had we just had a flower session, which was really fun and just enjoyable. 10 minutes per image. So I can just quickly flick through. We're gearing up for a month of mornings where we are all drawing flowers for the month of May. And this is something that I've been doing for the past few years. And so I thought I would gather everybody together before the start of May and just look at some different ways of approaching images with florals. Um, I like using mixed media, so this was the first one that I did, and there was a little demo within our paint and draw meet. We have these paint and draws weekly, and it's just an hour and a half where we get together and we draw from reference images. And sometimes we have guests come on, and they're very enjoyable. So if I do say so myself, no, I really like them. They're nice and relaxing, and everybody gets to chat. Secondly, I want to talk about more flowers. I just finished recording for Colory Flory, Esty McLeod's. She's calling it the Summit 2025, and we have there are 14 instructors, including Esty, and I am one of them. And you'll probably recognize some of these lovely ladies as well. And the classes are being released tomorrow at 3 a.m. Eastern or 8 a.m. GMT time. So that's in England. So, what I wanted to say was that I'm going to release this video with the link in the body of the post to Esty McLeod's group of instructors that are all going to be teaching a floral lesson. And I have my floral lesson, and other people are doing theirs. And it's going to be a great month. It's going to start on the 12th of May, and tomorrow, I'm releasing it tomorrow because there is a early bird price for a certain amount of tickets. So I just want to let you know, and hopefully you'll get this early enough and you'll open it and figure out that that's what we're doing. So I will put the link in the post. That will be like one of the first links. Then I just wanted to quickly show you what we've been doing over the past couple of weeks and what we do in my Substack as well. Let me just move this to here. I'm just going to move this over to here for now. So recently, Beth Spencer, she has been doing this human AI badge or no AI badge. So she calls it the high badge, the human intelligence badge. And it's to basically go against AI using your creative images for their database. And so last week we had a session where we made our own starter packs. If you'd already done one for yourself, I suggested doing one for your pet or for a loved one or a child, sibling. Anyway, so we did that in another paint and draw session in my Substack subscriber. Today, I also joined Samantha Dion Baker's class, and she has drawing sessions too, and that was a lot of fun. She's just done a whole month of workshops. And then I just want to show you what we did this past week. We went to Norway, and I'll show you some of the images that we did in Norway. So we always create a lot of different different ways of approaching an like a landscape or a cityscape. And so these are some of the exercises that we have completed, like short timed drawings or paintings. So some of them are just 5-10 minutes, some of them are 20 minutes. And we work on these 3 times a week in my virtual art retreat. So this week past, we went to Norway. The week before, I don't have too many photos of that, but I'll show you one of them. We went to Tunisia, and the week before that, we were in Vietnam. And next week, we're going to Hungary. And these, I've talked about this before, there are virtual art retreats. If you can't travel in real life with me, then come on a virtual art retreat and explore different ways of approaching imagery. It's also nice to use these different techniques in your own work. Like if you have traveled and you want to create a travel journal, which brings me down to, this was from Tunisia. So for example, we did this one completely upside down. It's a technique that I really enjoy using. And then we turned it over and completed some little details on there. So yes, talking about travel, I just want to also mention, because I have a retreat coming up next February in Oaxaca, and I have one more early bird ticket left, or spot left, and I'm giving an extra little bonus of $100 off the ticket. So if you would like to join, that ticket is yours. You just have to sign up. I will put the link also in the post. And this is the image that I'm going to be drawing this evening. And another little retreat that we're going on next June, so 2026, is in Italy. It's in the Marche region of Italy, which is on the east coast near the Adriatic Sea. And we're staying at this beautiful, beautiful place in Montalbaro. And I do have 6 spots remaining on that one. So if you are interested in either of those, I will put the links in the post. So that was so much quicker and easier for me. This is from Tunisia as well. I just wanted to show you that I recently bought the pith. I think it's is this the Cara Cara? No, this isn't the Cara Cara. Now I'm going to forget which one it is. I just used the Cara Cara for the images of the flowers. I will get the name of this and let you know what it is. But I love the paper. It's really quite sturdy. And this is with watercolor and pen over the top. And this is with neocolors. And this is with watercolors as well. So you can see that it really, really does withstand wet medium and dry medium. So I really like it. And it's flat and smooth. These are the Pith sketchbooks, one of my favorites. All right, so let's get painting. I have been doing the 100-day project. If you don't know, I'll put a link to my sketchbook tour on my Instagram. But recently I have finished a few which you may not have seen. I think from day 50, because I had a session with Michelle Allen, and then I did a couple of quick ones. Some of them, there are things that I don't love about a lot of them, but that's okay. They are just memories and images put into my 100-day project for Mexico. This was actually one of the lettering sessions that Samantha Dion Baker did, and I love it. We chose our own either quotes or sayings or poems, and then we decorated it. So I decided to put it in my Mexico book and use a Frida Kahlo quote. This was in Oaxaca. We did a cooking class, and this was at Cocina Crespo, where we were all waiting the food that we had just cooked. So we were just about to sit down and eat everything that we had just cooked. It was a very special day. And here's a little cafe, which we passed many a time and had some beautiful linear drawings on the outside. A little mini taxi, although I've never taken one of these in Mexico. They're super cute. The golden tree, or I think it's called the showering tree or the showering golden tree. But they bloom at the same time of year as we did the sketchbook art retreat, and we're going back the same time of year, specifically for that, and the time of year is just so beautiful there. So that's in February, beginning of February. And some little hanging baskets. And this was a Japanese restaurant that we went to, not this time around, but last time. And a lot of special memories there too. Okay, so this is Il Criollo. So it's spelled Criollo is Criollo, Criollo, Il Criollo. And it's a little restaurant that has a big brunch out the back. We didn't actually know it existed because we were just going to have cafes all the time. While we were there, like we would go and we would have breakfast and a coffee because the coffee was very good. So we didn't actually know there was a huge back terraced area that everybody came for on Sunday and had a wonderful feast. And they had like open fires, and they would cook in front of you on these big I think they're called kamals. Is it a kamal or a tamal? Kamal? I'm gonna get it wrong. I think it's a kamal. These big ovens. Okay, so I'm just going to scrape on some yellow, and this is really for the bright leaves in the background. I'm also going to just pin this down. And then I'm going to scrape. This is something that we did a lot prior to going to Oaxaca. I had Zooms where we prepped our sketchbooks, because there are certain things that how you can prep it just so that it speeds up the process when you're there painting, either on plein air or like when you're sitting at in a restaurant and doing some drawing and sketching. So I did organize also my new colors. As you can see, they usually are a complete disaster, but I sat and I organized them because I thought, oh, I just need a little. Sometimes I do this just for a meditation, just to, feel a little bit more organized. And I thought, oh, I can do this and then I'll get to my post. And I was putting it off because it takes so long usually for me. I'm like, no, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to get 100-day project done. And then I can put the links in the post. And I feel like it's so much better when I do that, because I can explain everything as I'm drawing. So I'm just going to get the tree on here. And again, I'm not necessarily using exact colors. I may be enhancing them a little bit and exaggerating them a little bit. The new colors go really well over anything like gouache or acrylics. And this is acrylic on the base. I just use the craft acrylics because then it doesn't lift when I'm doing something like this. It won't reactivate, because you don't really want that to happen. You want the, I mean, it would be fine with gouache and neocolor over the top, but if I was to now use water, I'd like it to stay that base color and not have any influence over the colors that I'm putting over the top. The restaurant here, I probably talked about this before, but the restaurant had a chicken which was running around freely. Actually, a few chickens, and the chicken was called Claude. I think it was Claude. It was Claude. If I'm getting that wrong, then please remind me. Anyway, the chicken would come up. We were only having coffee in the morning, so we didn't have any food, but it would come right up to us. It was a cockerel. It was crying in the morning when we got there. We were always the earliest people there as well, but it was really lovely. It's nice to be able to sit in a little area where there's a terraza and covered tables. Here it's not covered, but some of them were covered. So I'm just getting some of these beautiful um like foliages in and different vegetation that we don't have over here in Canada. Let me see if I can bring one of these in and lighten that. Neo colors are great. You can blend them one over the other. So now I want to get some green in. I do like that bright color back here. So maybe I'll take a mid gray and just put some of that tree in so that it looks like it's catching the light on that part. Oh, I could probably do that with a couple of the others as well. I'm not going to put the buildings in. I'm omitting the buildings because I really want. Look how bright that color is with the pink and the orange. So you don't have to have the exact colors ever when you're doing an image like, or any image that you're working on, unless you're working on maybe a commission, a portrait that somebody says, I really want, some colors to be very realistic and I want a very true to life portrait, then just experiment and have fun with color. I look at the direction of either the leaves or how the branches lie, whether they're falling downwards. You can see I don't have too much contrast in here now. I have a lot of brights. So in a minute, I'm going to start getting my contrast in, because you need that range of contrast. If you're going to have a lot of brights, you need your midtones and your contrasting darks. So I'll start getting those in. I want to block some more greenery in back here. All right. So let me get some contrasting color in. Now I can either go really bright and still have or rather I can go with a blue and have a dark contrasting. You can see how this will push all those darks back. So if I wanted to, I could use this. And just stay with the boldness, but using a lot of color, which I think is fun, and it's a little bit different to what some of my other images have been. Some of them, a lot of them have been quite realistic. And I was going to do a live, but I thought, oh no, if I do a live, I'm sure everybody is sleeping. So at least this way I can record it and then just post it for you all. And just a reminder that our flowers that we're going to do in May are part of the paid subscription. I have two tiers. So I have the $5 a month, which gets you access to the morning Zooms on Monday and Friday. They're at 7 a.m. Eastern. I know it's early, but it's a great way to start your day. And it's almost like a co-working session. So we get together, we work on either our monthly project that we're working on, which next month it'll be flowers. And if you haven't seen what we've been working on this month, I'll show you quickly at the end of this video. But yeah, so we do that Monday and Friday. And then during the week, I'm live on YouTube, and you'll see basically this view, and I'll be working within the parameters of our monthly challenge. And I'm on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on YouTube live. So I join at 7 a.m. and you can chat with me and in the comments, and you can watch the replays. But those are free, but I will be only having them on, some of them on there for 24 hours, and then I'll be moving them over to our reference bank, which we gather images for the month. And then I repost whatever lives I've done on that. We call it a Padlet, and it's where the reference photos are held. So eventually, not right now, but eventually I will be taking the YouTubes and putting them on there, just so that they're, so our subscribers having a little bit more of a benefit. And then I showed you at the beginning of the video what our sketch and draws, we kind of do different things. And again, it's a great community, and it's nice to get together with other artists and work on images together and paint and chat and draw. So if you're thinking about wanting to join a community of creatives, Then if you want to do just the mornings, like I said, it's $5 a month, and the other tier is for the paint and draw sessions. That's a little bit more of a commitment, but it's $9 a month, and you get to do the mornings and the paint and draw sessions. Sometimes we have co-hosting sessions with other artists. It's nice. There's lots of chat about what people are eating and reading and watching. And so it's really just about life and what everybody is doing and working on. Okay. I like this floor, but I don't think it needs to be as crazy as this. But I don't have a color which is exactly like that. So I think I may have to, I'm going to try a little bit of pink just to push it down a little bit. Actually, maybe I do have the sienna. I think it's burnt sienna. Yeah. Hang on. No, it's the English red. It's called English red. So I could take this. There wasn't any particular like large amount of sun. Maybe I'll just put it slightly over here. I may even blend this with a paintbrush. Let's do that. These are all water soluble, so I can move that around. There we go. I don't want to hide everything because I really like the undercolors that we put on with the scraping. All right, and I think I'm going to get a little bit of a darker trunk. Oops. So let's go with this dark gray. And then also down here at the foot of the trunk, or at the base of the trunk. And also on this one that I put a lot of blue. I think it's almost finished. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. And yeah, again, check out all the links below. I would love if you're going to do the Colory Flory, that you come over and use my link. Everybody who is teaching has their own links. So if you're here, I know that you're listening and watching. And I appreciate you being here and that you're part of my Substack. If you want to see anything in particular drawn, or if you want to take part in our mornings, or if you want to co-host with me and you're an artist and you'd like to do a session with me, or if you have a specific craft that you want us to showcase, then let me know. I know that we have a friend, Jennifer C. from Books and My People. She is going to be doing co-hosting a jelly plate printing session soon. We just have to agree on a date and try and figure out what day works for both of us. So that's coming up soon. And yeah, so there's a couple of other things that may happen as well. And and also not to forget, next week on Art Hang Party, Melissa has asked me to co-host with her, and we're going to do a flower session next Thursday as well. So don't miss that either. I will put all those in the show notes, as they say. All right, I think I'm done. It has taken something of this, but it's very loose and very fanciful and fun, and I hope you have enjoyed this. So I'm just going to, I will and me again. Thank you so much, everybody, and make sure that you watch out for that link. You should, if you're receiving this this video, then just scroll down and you'll see all the links to all the things. Have a really good evening. Have a really good day, because you're going to be receiving this early in the morning, and have a good weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.